Yes, welcome once again to my English lessons. Once again, my name is Steve Ferry. Today is a continuation of the previous lesson. Remember very well, in the previous lesson, we talked about the zero conditional, and I gave you the structure and the examples and some of the sentences we use under the zero condition. So if you haven't watched that video, please subscribe. That video will come on your screen direct. Today we are going to look at the first conditional. What is the difference between the zero in the previous, the zero conditional, and today the first conditional? Please don't go away. A lot of information is waiting for you. Don't go away. Yes, welcome once again to this wonderful lesson. Let's briefly look at what is the first conditional all about. If it is hot today, we may go swimming. Are we certain? Are we very sure that we are going for swimming kind of exercise? We are not sure because we don't know if it will be hot today or not. What does this mean to you? It means in the first condition, nobody knows the results. Nobody knows the final action. Nobody knows the final condition. Unlike in the zero conditional, you remember in the zero conditional, we said we are 100% sure that the result of the action is this. For example, if you drink poison, you die. 100% sure and proved scientifically. But in the first conditional, the situation is a little bit different. Why? Because we are not very sure of the final results of the action. We are not. So, if it is hot today, it may be hot, it may be cold, it may be very hot. We don't know. We may go swimming. So if it is cold, no swimming. If it is a little bit hot, we may. If it is hot, automatically we may go. We shall go swimming. So nobody knows the final results of the action or of the condition. Nobody knows. So briefly about the first conditional, it is possible and very likely that the condition may be fulfilled. Just possible and very likely that the condition, you never know, we may go swimming. It is possible and likely that the condition may be fulfilled. But we are not very sure. Not that. Very important. But we are not very sure. So briefly, let's look at some of the examples and the structure and the modal verbs we use under the first conditional, including this. Don't go away. Welcome back once again. Let us briefly look at the structure of the first conditional. Do you remember the structure of the zero conditional? Do you still remember? If you don't, go back and watch my previous video. And if you do, well and better. Okay, this is how the structure of the first conditional look like. The if clause, you remember, I told you that whenever we are starting a sentence under these conditionals, we start with the if. Do you remember that? Good. So, if plus the subject. Do you remember the subject of the sentence? I told you the subject of the sentence can be a direct noun or a pronoun. Plus subject plus simple present. Simple present, a verb in the simple present form. Then subject plus modal verb. You know the modal verbs. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to list some of the modal verbs here. Plus the base form of the verb. You remember the base form of the verb in my previous lesson? Wow, that's good. So, for example, if you brush the teeth, but they may break. We are not very sure whether they are going to break or not, but there is a possibility. If when you are brushing, you brush like as if you are brushing a stick or kind of a wood, they may break. There is a possibility, there is a likelihood of the teeth breaking if you brush them badly. So what does this mean? It means under the first conditional, there is a possibility of the final result happening or not. There is some idea about the final result from the conditional. So, example number 2. If you read hard, you can pass. You can. It is not a must that whenever you read hard, you are going to pass. There are some conditions which maybe you are reading hard and all of a sudden questions have changed in the exam. You have not passed. Maybe another condition has come, you have not passed. But there is a possibility that if you read hard, we may know the outcome of reading hard. You may pass. It is not 100%, but you may. That is all about the first condition. And the models, we have more other models that we can use to talk about the first conditional sentences or to use in the first conditional sentences. Some of these models include might, you might die, could, or can, will, would, should, shall, and should, plus other models. So briefly, this is all about the first conditional. It is as easy as it is. We use sentences and we predict the outcomes, and we are not very sure of the results of the condition. It is not like in the zero conditional where the results are very sure of happening. But for this case, we are not very sure. and we use sentences of this nature, and this is how the structure in most cases will look like. I hope you are following my lessons. Please subscribe. Let us move together and we learn English together. I thank you for watching my video. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.